Hi folks, we are starting Word Module 3. We will be creating a business letter with letterhead. If you'd like to follow along in your book, please turn to page WD 121. Let's get started. Just so you have an idea of what we're making, here is the business letter we'll be working on today. As you can see, it includes a chart, it includes graphics, and we will also be talking about making this letterhead right up here. So open up a blank Word document, and the first thing we will do is change the margins of our document. So to do that, please go into the Layout tab, find the Page Setup area, and click on Margins. Choose a moderate margin. Next, we will insert a shape. So click on the Insert tab and find the Shapes area. In order to insert a shape, you have to first choose the shape, in this case the rectangle, and then your cursor will change to a cross. If you click, hold your mouse button down and drag, you can drag out the shape. Let go when you get to the end. And then once that shape is created, it gets its own toolbar. So we can use that toolbar to resize our shape. So in the size area, I will type 0.53, and then in the height area or the width area, I will type 5.7 and hit enter. That will resize my shape. Next, to make sure my rectangle is in the right place, I need to change its position. So I make sure it's selected. Look at the toolbar that's especially for that object. Click Position, and I want to choose Top Center. That will center my shape at the top of the page. Next, if I click my shape, I get a pop-up box with layout options. These allow me to adjust wrapping, so how the words wrap around the object. I want them to wrap around the top and bottom of the object. I can also change the style of my shape. So when I click on my shape, my Drawing Tools format bar, if I click the Shape Style button, I can choose a different style. In this case, Modern Effect, Gray 50, Accent 3. To add some text to this shape, if I right-click on it, I can choose Add Text, and then I want to type the name of the company, Village of Apple Park. I'll highlight that text and increase the font. You should know how to do this using the Increase Font button to 26 points. And I also want to go ahead and bold the text. Now let me go to my Design tab so that I can change the themes of my document. Please, please, please remember that themes control the type of text, the type of colors, the type of fonts, the sizes that you have in your document. So changing a theme will change the whole look of the document. You will always want to change the theme in the right place in the instructions when you're working in SAM, or it will mess you up. So I'm going to Theme, and I want to choose the Circuit theme. You'll notice it will change the color of my shape. To insert a picture, I can go to my Insert tab. We're going to do online pictures this time because I haven't downloaded a picture that I want to use. And I'm going to search for an apple. There is, right now it's showing me all of the pictures that I can use legally. If I want to show all the results of all the pictures, I can choose that button and see even more results, but remember some of them might be under copyright. I'll choose this one, and I'll choose Insert. Now, when I have my shape open, remember, or when I have it selected, remember I have my Picture Tools format bar, and that's only there when I've selected my shape. So I can find the size area and click on the Advanced Layout button so that I can change the height of my apple by a percent. So I want it to only be 8% of its original size. I can also recolor my picture. So in the adjust area, if I look under color, I can see different recolorings, and I can make it a nice washout so it's not so bright. And also under that color, I have the choice to set a transparent color. Now, right now the text or the color behind my apple is white, so you can't really tell that it needs to be transparent. But if I click in the shape, not on the red or the green part of the stem, but on the white part, it will make that color transparent, which will be important here in a second. It's also really important if you have a picture that has a colored background. Now I can also adjust the brightness and contrast for my picture under corrections. You can see different brightness and contrasts. And I can change the border color of my picture. So in the picture styles area, picture border, and I can choose my color. Now when I click off my apple, that extra tab goes away. When I click on it, there's that tab. So please remember that that tab controls all of the things that have to do with your picture, and that's what we've been doing. Now in a second, we are going to move this apple up on top of this shape. So we need to look at our options underneath of the apple and make sure that the apple is appearing in front of the text. If we don't do that, it will appear behind this triangle when we go to move it. So to move an object, you click on it to select it, hover over it till you have a four-headed arrow, then hold down your mouse button and drag, and release the mouse when the object is in the place you need it. Now while we're here, we're going to go ahead and copy this apple so that we can put an exact same apple on the other side of our picture. So click Copy, and then click Paste. Home tab Copy, Home tab Paste. And then click and drag your apple off to the next side. We also would like to go ahead and flip this apple. So click on the apple, and if you go to your Picture Tools Format area, you can choose the Rotate button, which allows you to flip your apple in all sorts of directions. We want to flip it horizontally so that the leaves are both on the inside of the header. Now let's insert a symbol. Actually, this is because we are doing some typing. So click down below your shape, and let's go ahead and type our address. And now let's try inserting a symbol. So if I go to the Insert area, I find that there's an area called Symbols. If I click on the drop-down menu, I see some commonly used ones. If I click More Symbols, I can see even more, and I have lots of options here to choose from. In this case, we want normal text and our subset to be general punctuation because we want to use this dot right here. So I'll click Insert, and you will see a dot has been inserted to separate the parts of my address and contact information. So now, and this time when I go to put my symbol in, if I just click on the drop-down box, I'll see that it was the last one that I used. So I can just click and use that one. And now I'll put my email address. Now I do need to go ahead and center this. So with my cursor on the line that I want to center, if I hit my center button, that will center my line. And now let me add a line underneath of this address. To do that, we are actually going to put on a paragraph border. We did page borders last week, or the very first week. This week we are going to put on a paragraph border. So Home tab, Paragraph area, I can find one that says Bottom Border. I'll click it, and that puts a line underneath this paragraph. Now when I hit my return key, the line will follow. It'll stick to my cursor because it's going to always be on the bottom. So to end that, to make that line stick back up with this address up here at the top, I have to clear my formatting. Home area, in the font area, there's a button called Clear All Formatting. If I click it, it clears the formatting from the current line I'm in, which moves that border up to the other line so that this line is now clear. There, if you noticed, my email address became a hyperlink. To change that, if I right-click on it, I can say Remove Hyperlink. That works for both websites and email addresses. And now I have completed my letterhead. Next part, we will actually use the letterhead to create a business letter. If you have letterhead of your own, you'll want to save a separate file for that so that you don't have to erase the letter every time you use it. You can just open up your letterhead and get started.